Hello everyone, my name is Stacey Dougan. I'm a 37-year-old vegan chef here in Las Vegas, Nevada. So I cook pretty often because I've become actually very popular in Las Vegas. About 4 years ago I moved here from Ghana, West Africa. I was living in West Africa as a private chef, and then I moved back to Las Vegas. My parents have been here for years. So I started working at the Wynn. Everybody knows the Wynn and the Encore, Steve Wynn's 5-star, 5-diamond hotels here in Las Vegas. And I was also doing my own catering, and then lo and behold I stopped working at the Wynn so that I could focus on my catering business and private chef business full time, and now I cook like every day. And the crazy thing about me that most people don't know is that although I've been vegan for 13 years and I've been cooking vegan for 11 years, I actually know how to prepare proteins, meats. Like, I know how to prepare a mean filet mignon. I know how to prepare chicken. I know how to prepare fish. So I was born and raised in Detroit, Michigan, and both of my parents are actually doctors. My father's a retired OBGYN. My mother is a PhD marriage and family counselor. I went to an elementary school, kindergarten through 8th grade, that served vegetarian lunches. So I was kind of like determined or destined to be a vegetarian. So I went to Spelman College in Atlanta, Georgia. I actually did not go to culinary school. That is not my background. I hated to cook when I was younger, which is crazy. I'm like an athlete. You see these arms? See? But lo and behold, I went off to college, graduated, had a degree actually in sociology and French, and my background is in music. I was working in the music industry, but a friend of mine came to me and wanted to open a raw vegan restaurant in Atlanta. And I'm like, okay, that sounds like a good business venture. I'm a businesswoman, why not? And so I ended up working inside the restaurant, learning all of these recipes, not knowing what I was doing, and that's how I learned how to cook, just like going in there trial by error, trial by fire, which is why I know I would be excellent on Chopped. So in the beginning of my culinary career, I was horrible. But moving forward, now I'm an established chef. People call me, they love my food, and the reason why is this, because my specialty is taking vegan and vegetarian dishes and making them taste like dishes that have meat and cheese and all of the things that most people are used to eating. So like one of my signature dishes is the vegan lasagna. So I'll make the noodles, the lasagna noodles of course, and then I'll make my own marinara sauce. So I'll take sun-dried tomatoes and of course like heirloom tomatoes, and I make my own sauce. I blend my own garlic and a little bit of ginger, and I'll do like garlic and onion and fresh basil and fresh oregano, and I have fresh rosemary in my garden. We'll show you that later if you're lucky enough. And I make my own sauce, then I make my own cheese. So I make my own ricotta out of tofu. It tastes just like ricotta cheese. I make my own mozzarella out of a substance called nutritional yeast. It's an ingredient that vegans all use to make cheese. And I make the lasagna. I'll actually put a vegan Italian sausage inside of there. Sometimes I'll do like a vegan ground beef or whatever, and people love it. Like, people who eat meat and cheese and dairy, they love the lasagna. That's like the best dish. But really my specialty is just getting in there, making some things that taste good, using bold flavors, using a lot of spices and herbs. Fresh herbs are my big thing. I have more of a California, like home style kind of cooking. So my style in the kitchen is fun. I do have 3 employees, actually. I have 2 chefs that work with me, and then I have a wonderful guy who's actually behind the camera. You all can't see him. The 2 chefs that I have, I'd probably say that they would say that I'm a fun chef. I really do like to have fun in the kitchen. I'm not the kind of chef where I wear a chef jacket. I did have chef jackets, and I just kind of toss them to the side. Now I just have on my jeans and my t-shirt, and I have on my chef shoes, you know, the appropriate kitchen shoes. And I put on an apron, and I'm all good. I like a glass of wine. You know, what chef doesn't like a good glass of wine? But I'm just a cool, laid-back, fun kind of chef. I like music playing. You know, we're laughing, we're joking, but when it's time to get serious, of course, we get the job done. And so it's just fun. That's what we do. So yeah, that's what I say. My point of view on food is to have fun, fabulous food. Just by looking at me, you would know that I eat a lot. Like, my friends and family trip out every time we go eat because I always out-eat everybody. But then I'm vegetarian, so, you know, I'm eating a lot of vegetables, but still. When I'm not cooking, I'm passionate about family, spending time with friends. Of course, I'm not married, I don't have any children, so I'm sure I would be passionate about my husband and my child if I had one. But I do have a dog, and I'm passionate about her. Her name is Isis. She's a Yorkie. She's so cute. She got a bad haircut, so she looks like a Chihuahua, but she's really a Yorkie. But, yeah, that's what I'm passionate. I'm just just passionate about life. I love to travel. I've traveled a lot. I've been to Paris. I've been to Mexico several times. I've been to Ghana, West Africa. I've been to Senegal. I've been to Israel on more than one occasion. I've traveled all over the U.S. So I'm a big travel girl because I like to experience other cultures as well. So not only am I skilled in like how to prepare American food, Thai food, I can make Italian food, I can make Mexican, but I can also make West African food because I live there. I just like to learn about people's cultures. So out of all the shows on the Food Network channel, Chopped and the next Food Network star are probably my favorite. I decided to apply for Chopped because a friend of mine told me to. She's like, look, they're auditioning for Chopped, you need to apply. You're the bomb, go for it. And I'm like, okay. I was a little intimidated, but you know, I went ahead, I went for it. I sent in an online application. You all told me to do this video. I'm doing the video, and here we are. So hopefully I'll be on Chopped. Now, I can make a $10,000 meal because even though I am a home chef and I wasn't trained in like culinary, at the Culinary Academy or all these fancy schools, I did train at a multi-billion-dollar hotel and casino, which is the Wynn and the Encore. I was there for 2 years. I worked in the catering and banquets department, and I learned how to make fabulous food. So not only do I know how to develop flavors, nice, real, bold flavors, but I also know how to make the food pretty on the plate. So there you go. I can make the food look pretty on the plate, and I can make the food taste amazing. So, of course, I've seen Chopped like several times. I actually DVR it. I just think it's a fantastic show. You really have to be talented in order to win, and that's why I like it. It's not sugar-coated. One of the judges that I really like, my favorite, is Aaron Sanchez. I think he's very fair, and I just like his vibe. Like, he's laid back, but he always has positive, and then he has positive things to say to the chefs, but then he also does give very valuable, I think, feedback. I like all of the chefs, but he's my favorite. So I do have on-camera experience. When I was in Ghana, West Africa, I actually was featured on a show. It was equivalent to like an NBC here in the States, and I was on that show frequently. It was called Issues of Life, and I was on there like once a week. And so people literally, I became almost like a superstar in Accra, Ghana, which is like the capital of Ghana. And I would be in grocery stores, and people were like, oh, you know, you're the girl on the TV, the vegetarian. Yeah, I want to reduce. That's what they say when they want to lose weight. They don't say, I want to lose weight. I want to reduce. I want to reduce. And then when I was living in Chicago, I actually did a news program for NBC. I was on the morning news. Like, it was fun. I really enjoyed the camera. So I have a couple of things, you know, under my belt as far as the camera is concerned. I am the next Chopped champion because I am skilled on both sides of the spectrum. I know how to make vegan. I know how to prepare vegetarian. I know how to prepare raw. I know how to prepare proteins. I know how to do it all. And plus, I have the background at the Wynn and the Encore in a 5-star, 5-diamond hotel and casino. So I think that's what makes me unique from all the other people, like chefs in the world, is that I really do know how to cook. You know, they say never trust a skinny chef. Well, I'm skinny, but I'm also a vegetarian, so you should always trust a skinny vegetarian chef. My name is Stacey Dougan. I'm 37 years old, and I live in hot Las Vegas, Nevada.